Jesus was a mystic, not just a preacher. For many, the path to enlightenment begins with the collapse of a cherished belief. This week, we explore the hidden mysticism of Jesus, a figure often seen through the lens of tradition, but whose teachings point to a deeper, more personal truth. To embrace the mystic teachings of Jesus, one must confront the profound grief of relinquishing a rigid sense of self. This process, akin to the Buddhist concept of anatta or non-self, requires the dissolution of the ego's constructed narrative. The journey towards enlightenment is a passage through the valley of grief, where the old self must be released to make way for a new understanding. This transformation is not without its challenges. It demands a willingness to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. The cost is the loss of a known identity, but the reward is a deeper connection to the divine. This dissolution of the ego can be likened to the psychological mechanism of de-individuation, where the individual's sense of self dissolves into a larger whole, fostering a sense of unity and oneness. The paradox at the heart of Jesus' teachings is that enlightenment demands both surrender and engagement. Like the Zen master Dogen, who emphasized the simultaneity of practice and realization, we must let go of our attachments and desires while actively participating in the world. This tension is precisely what the human mind resists, as the ego struggles to reconcile the need to act with the need to let go. This paradox is the core of the mystic path, where the self must dissolve to find true freedom. In lived experience, this might manifest as a person who, after years of seeking, finally lets go of their need for control, only to find themselves more deeply engaged in the world, acting with a sense of purpose and peace that was previously unattainable. Christian mysticism, as exemplified by Meister Eckhart, delves deeply into the paradox of enlightenment. Eckhart's teachings underscore the necessity of transcending the ego to encounter the divine, stating, "The soul must be empty of all things to be filled with God." This echoes the idea that enlightenment involves both surrender and active engagement. However, contemporary interpretations often overlook the active component, emphasizing passive contemplation instead. The mystic path is a delicate balance, a dance between action and surrender. This balance can be seen in the Sufi tradition, where the practice of dhikr involves both active remembrance and a surrender to the divine presence, illustrating the importance of integrating both aspects for a holistic spiritual journey. The psychological mechanism that hinders the transformation of understanding into embodied practice is the ego's preservation of its identity. This resistance stems from a deep-seated fear of losing control, a fear that can be seen in the teachings of the Buddha, who emphasized the impermanence of all things. The ego perceives any shift as a threat to its sense of self, making it difficult to embrace the paradox of action and surrendering. To truly embody the mystic teachings of Jesus, one must confront this fear and let go of the need for control. This process requires a willingness to face the unknown, as seen in the lives of many mystics who navigated the treacherous waters of their own ego to find a deeper truth. A pivotal moment in history that underscores the suppression of spiritual insights is the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, convened by Emperor Constantine to unify the Christian Church. This council marginalized alternative interpretations, such as those held by the Gnostics, who emphasized personal enlightenment and direct experience of the divine. The Apocryphon of James, a Gnostic text, illustrates this perspective. The Council's decision to institutionalize Christianity reveals the complex interplay between power and spiritual knowledge. This suppression highlights the tension between orthodoxy and personal experience, much like the psychological mechanism of reactance, where individuals resist perceived threats to their freedom. This historical fracture not only shaped religious doctrine, but also impacted the lived experiences of those who sought a more personal and direct path to the divine. The path to enlightenment is a journey through paradox, where the self must dissolve to find true freedom. What does it mean to let go of the ego and embrace the divine?